Hey there, welcome to Tam IELTS, the first ever educational IELTS show right here in Vietnam. So this area, this beautiful, beautiful area, is basically where all the show happens and all the fun activities will happen. This, on the other hand, is the Tam IELTS stage where we get a chance to talk to some amazing people in the Tam IELTS or celebrities of industry. But do you ever have any difficulties being known as the girl who can speak, 7 languages?
Well, actually, I don't have any obstacles or hurdles, difficulties. It's all fine. Like, I just got recognized more by the people on the street. And my life still remains unchanged. And I'm still a girl who goes to school daily and have friends. And yeah, actually, it's really great.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned something that I think a lot of our audience will love to hear, and I'm sure you guys are dying to ask the question, is that when you learn a language, it's not just about the grammar, it's not just about the writing, but it's also about how you speak the language. And the more you can sound like a native speaker and speak fluently, the better. And do you agree? And how do you manage to become so fluent? Because talking to you now, you're extremely fluent.
So actually, when I was about 4 or 5 years old, I already had an early approach to foreign films, movies, music from America, England, English-speaking countries in general, Korea, China, other Asian countries. And since then I've had a huge passion for foreign languages, and it turned me onto the fact that I could really pursue languages as a hobby. I remember one quote by Nelson Mandela is that if you speak to a man in a language that he understands, that goes to his head, but if you speak to him in his language, that goes to his heart. And it just makes me feel love language more on a daily basis, and that's how I started.
And I'm so excited to talk about this because it's a topic that I think a lot about and I talk a lot about, and it's always at the back of my head somehow. So tell us a little bit about appearance. What is appearance to you? Yeah, are you more an external person or an internal person?
Well, obviously, as someone who participated in beauty pageant, I cannot say that I'm an interior person. I'm an introspective person.
Right.
I care about my appearance a lot, and I think it's very important in nowadays society that you need to look after your appearance, because we need to communicate people in the social media age today that people will judge you within the first 5 seconds.
Yes.
So if your appearance is not good enough, then you lose out a lot of opportunities. I understand that many people keep saying that it's the value, it's your core values that matter, but I agree. That is the most important thing.
Yes.
But in order for people to know your values, to know your core values, they need to at least want to talk to you.
Yes.
And so appearance, in my opinion, is very important. And what it is how you dress, is how you present yourself, it's your overall
energy.
Energy, yeah. It's what kind of mood you reflect to the other person, how they see you, and it doesn't have to be fashionable. Yeah.
How do you upkeep your beauty, your own appearance and your own outer beauty?
I think it's a daily struggle. To be honest with you, until today, when I'm over 30, you don't need to know exactly how old I am, but there are periods in my life that I just want to have so many plastic surgeries. I always feel like I need to fix something, because if you believe in astrology, I am a Virgo. I'm a perfectionist. I always feel like I need a bigger boobs, a bigger pair of boobs, or bigger eyes, more slender nose, taller nose. Basically, it's a constant daily struggle to see your true beauty.
Yeah.
But as I grow older, as I contribute more to society, and I see myself in the eyes of others, I realize that I'm actually beautiful originally as I am.
So it's about women, and it was initially called Vân, and then it transformed to I Was Wrong. Now what was the
the thing is that I see men have still a lot of prejudices. Where I come from in Germany, gender equality is normal. Every woman and man, they have the same rights. They can do as much as men can do. And it's totally normal and okay. And here it is like, oh, the man can go to party, can drink beer, can go home late. And when the women do it, then it's like, oh no, it's not cool. Yeah. So, yeah, that was it. Yeah. I thought, well, work with it, write about this topic, and maybe help to normalize it.
So how did hip hop and R&B start for you?
Well, I started listening to hip hop when I was 12. I didn't know what they were talking about, but I felt like I like it. So that's how I started from the bottom. Now I'm here. Started from the bottom.
She got hip hop in her. She got rap in her.
Me and you are here.
We are here. I got no rap in me, but I'm gonna try. Moving on, you know, you've been in the industry for a long time, ever since you were 15. So you've been in the industry for 12 years? 12, 13 years?
Oh, yeah, like 10 years.
10 years. So how has it been for you in the industry, in hip hop and rap?
Well, it took me to another journey of my life, you know. Before that, I was just like a simple person, you know, have like a daily life and stuff, like to sing, like to rap, but didn't plan on anything. And it's like the opportunity came, and then I took it, and it just took me to another journey. I learned a lot. I meet a lot, many people, many new people. Many things happen, and like my life, I feel like have more flavors in my life, and that's what I appreciate.
You know, why did you go on SIAP, and how was that travel experience like?
Oh, I came to know about SIAP. It's quite a coincidence, because one of my big brother, she actually went on the program like 2 years ago, and he invited me to take part in this program like 2 months before the submission deadline. So it was quite a rush for me, but luckily I made it through, and it was a really fun experience for me. We get to go to Japan and stay on the 52-day program, which includes traveling to 6 different countries, and then 22 days on the Nippon Maru.
But the thing is, okay, so this is a very long travel period.
Yes.
Have you ever traveled for so long ever in your life?
Actually, I study abroad.
Yeah.
So traveling, not really, but studying, yeah, I've been staying in Singapore for like 5 years.
5 years?
And
Where
then,
in Singapore?
Yeah, and then 2 years in Australia, so it's crazy over there.
It's crazy over there. You're all on an island.
Yeah,
correct. An island,
Australia is also an island, yes.
Right. Somehow I feel like you're still a little bit nervous with me. Are you nervous right now?
I'm not nervous, just because the light just keeps shining in my face.
The light?
So, yeah.
Too much light, is it?
Yeah.
You brought something to our studio today. What is it?
Oh, this is actually the tower during a trip that we got here.
That's pretty.
This is a ship that we actually get boarded. It's the Nippon Maru, MS Nippon Maru. And it's a 5-star cruise.
Wow.
So they have a lot of facility there that you really love when you try.
What was one of the craziest things you've ever done on your travels?
And travel is during a trip? Or
during the trip or outside of the trip, whatever.
Let me tell you one thing that I did during the trip, because I get to explore the whole trip, and there's a part that they didn't allow us to go in.
Oh, and what part is this?
It's actually the kitchen.
Oh, the kitchen.
Because they didn't want us to contaminate the whole facilities.
Okay. I thought it was like a room full of treasure boxes.
Oh, I wish that, but they didn't have it.
Okay,
so I did bribe the crew member over there to get me a sneak peek into the kitchen, and it was amazing. It was like full of food and ice cream and everything.
Wow, if I were you, I would take some of that food home.
I wasn't allowed.
What's the next? Right now, you're doing a lot of things. You're doing, journalistic TV. You're also doing a little bit of the broadcast TV. What is the difference in the experiences for you?
It's a little different in terms of practicality. Obviously, when I first started out, being in front of the limelight, and talking, being able to express your ideas fluently, and at the same time be very mindful of what audiences think, whether they be Vietnamese or internationally. Those are kind of the first challenges. But over time, the challenges are to stay and continue to be creative and love what you do. Obviously, people that I meet, they are the biggest inspiration. I'm very lucky to be able to work in different varieties of fields. Those things give me inspiration to continue on my next show and to continue this path. Whereas the differences in journalistic and then broadcast, obviously, in a lot of the features, you have more fun in terms of you get to experience more of the lifestyle side of broadcast. Whereas with journalistic, I get to practice a lot of what I learned in school later on in grad school, and that's the kind of the basics of journalism and your journalistic identity, where you try to portray what you see as closely as possible. And obviously there are differences between feature and news.
So
very nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for coming. So you've been back to Vietnam since 2012, 4 years.
Yes.
And you were working in advertising in the States for 8 years.
Yes.
Right? So a total of 12 years potentially in advertising.
Yeah.
How is advertising now different from 12 years ago?
Oh man, I mean, advertising back then was just, from grassroots to print to TV commercial, but nowadays it just shifted all of that to social medias, and social media is just always changing, so you have to keep up the content and try to come up with new creative ways to make your ad stand out in the crowds. Yeah, so.
Now you won an award in 2011 for Asian American ad, right?
Yes.
Why do you think it won? And what piece won?
We did a commercial for DirecTV, which is a TV service provider in the States.
Yeah.
And our market is for the Vietnamese community market overseas. We started out, the thing behind it is that the older generations love to watch Vietnamese content. So DirecTV packaged these stations that broadcast in Vietnamese, and they try to sell stuff. But the thing is, the older generations, they don't know how to purchase this. So they often come to younger generations like myself or you, like the kids, the grandkids, to call up and register. So we have to come up with TV commercials that not only speak to these older generation, but like the younger generations, that when they watch it, they'll be interested to pick up the phone and like call in an order for their parents. Yeah.
I'm sure this is a question that's been asked of you many times. How did YouTube come about for you? Just the 100th.
And also, reminding me of like how I started and everything. It's been
it's been
5 years since 2011. So I started it in my room when I was in college, and I just started it. I watched a lot of YouTube back then in the States, and I like the idea of talking about something that you care about and you want to share to people. And so also I was majoring in multimedia, so why not, right? It's like a practice for me. That's why I started doing it. And also I was young, and I wanted people to know who I am. I want people to listen to my opinion, to my point of view about a certain thing in life, and I want to be heard, basically. So why not?